Let's get into some of the, while we're on the subject of violent discussions and peaceful discussions, let's get into some of the dramas in the park. Some of the dramas that's been taking place in the park.
You trying to reel me in, yeah?
Trying to reel man in still. I want to get your, because you get indirectly dragged into a bag of them as well still.
A lot of them.
Specifically, the one that's on my mind right now is the original one. I kind of sadly got dragged into it as well because I was filming, innit? That one there where Sarah goes to confront Muhammad for the things that I think he said to either you or Gabs.
Yeah, to me, Gabs, in front of a bunch of other Muslims, Hussein, Shamsi, and a whole crowd of Muslims. I think he was actually there on that day.
I think I was there. I think I was going to start filming. He was like, nah, this ain't a filming thing.
No, that one, it was too peak to be filmed.
So I went away. I never heard nothing. It would have been good now for the record.
It would have been good for the record. It would have actually been exceptional for the record. Obviously, like I personally have, for me, I view this as a duty of care. Like where, like if it's personal conversations like that, I try to remove it. Like where everybody doesn't need to know. If it's anything to do with violence or anything like that, nobody needs to know about those types of things there. I try to portray the best light of Speaker's Corner as possible. But now I'm actually starting to view like, right, you may just have to free the realness, because if you don't free the realness, people just don't know the backstory and they just grab onto one thing and they run with it, But
ignorance,
yeah, again. So, but go ahead, man. Shoot off. What was the question?
So what was your role in that whole situation there? 'Cause you've been accused of like taking Sarah's side, supporting his aggression, coming down there to fight Muhammad. Like you was part of the 10 man, innit? Me too. Like that's what your purpose.
Was it 10 man?
No, I weren't still. But that's what your purpose was, to go down there to fight, man.
Really?
So give your
all right, okay. So
explanation of events.
So the backstory is this, okay? The backstory is this. I believe Hussein, I think he was recording this at this time, I think was Hussein having a conversation with me? I believe Hussein was having a conversation with me. I think he also spoke to Muhammad Tawheed to say, Sarah was on Talk with the Titans and so forth and spoke about you, etc., and blah, blah, blah. So that's originally what took place. So he's called me over. I think we was talking. And he called me over, to talk to me about what's going on. And I'm like, okay, what's good then? What's good? So he's explained to me. I'm like, fam, like, to be honest with you, I don't know what's going on with you guys, yeah. But initially, when I brought up your name on the channel and everybody's, can review it, whatever, I spoke very positively about you yourself and about Mohammed Hijab. No, I don't think Mohammed Hijab was in right then, but Mohammed, Tawheed. I was like, Mohammed Tawheed, excellent brother. There was a certain issue that was going on in the park where a certain other individual, I won't mention any names, don't want to give them no fame, but you guys know who the original, I don't even know. What's that word?
Instigator.
Instigator, that's it. You know who the original instigator was? I said, that original instigator, said a very racist comment and could be viewed as very racist. It was a very racist comment, and a lot of other brothers was being offended by it. And I said, the brother came over, he did a good job. He diffused the situation. He spoke to the other brother about his ways and so forth. So I was actually applauding, praising him and saying, he's done, there's some good, I said there are some good Muslims at Speaker's Corner, such as Mohammed Tawheed. And then obviously, Sarah had an issue with Mohammed Tawheed prior. Did I know about this? I don't even know if I did know about this, but he must have said, nah, that same Mohammed Tawheed, no, he was there foaming at the mouth, saying that he wants to lash out at me, etc., etc., etc. And I was like, okay, let me just quickly, let's move on from this. So I was there, I'm on my channel trying to big up one person, but because another person had a negative experience with it, it's like, ooh, okay, cool. So anyway, so that was that. And that was the conversation that we was talking about. And I don't think at the time he's even watched the video itself. I think he's just literally hearing what Hussein is telling him, or whoever else around him is telling him what was taking place. So he was there, he was just being, you could see he was being worked up. He was really worked up at the situation. And then he wants to jump on to me and whether, you know, my channel is this and blah, 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 and so forth and so forth. That's just war off a duck's back anyway. But you can see the aggression was still there. Like, everybody's just looking at him like, fam, you need to actually calm down. Because you know me, I'm jovial, I'm very happy, I'm there joking around and playing and all them things there. But you could see he was being hyped up. There was a group of Muslims gathered around and so forth, and we was all speaking. And, you know, he started to throw out insults towards Sarah's way, talking very derogatory about him, you know, trying to pull him out to say like, rah, you know, we can go somewhere and we can do something, etc., etc. So you could see that, you know, he really wanted to have some type of violent contact with Sarah. He was really calling him out of his name. I'm not going to repeat anything like that. You know, in his defense, although he said much more worse things than that, you know, I think Sarah, by slip, he asked me afterwards, did he actually say this or not? He didn't use the B word, not to me and not to my hearing. I don't know if Gabs told him that or not. I don't think Gabs did, but maybe because of, you know, there's so much going on. So anyway, so did he use the B word? No, he didn't use the B word, but he used much more worse and derogatory terms than the B word anyway. So anyway,
we talking about bastard.
Yeah, that's the word.
I know you're trying to avoid, but sincere and specific, we want to be specific.
I try my very best never to swear.
Okay.
I try my very best never to swear, and definitely on camera as well.
Yeah. Well, no disrespect intended to you.
Yeah.
But me, I'm a person. I try to. We can have a debate off camera about this. I try and take the power out of so-called bad words.
Yeah.
Cause I think to me it's just a sound that your mouth makes. Yeah. However you take it is how you take it.
True.
But yeah, go on.
Very true. Very true. So, you know, like Tawhid was really like trying to, you know, like make sure you tell Sarah this and that and that. Like he wanted an altercation with Sarah. And I'm like, okay, like whatever, innit? Like I had no intention to actually tell Sarah anything about this at all. Yeah. 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 Me, nothing. I wasn't even gonna say nothing to Sarah, to be honest with you. I was gonna keep my mouth quiet. He actually asked me.
So to keep your mouth quiet for what though? My man's told you to give a message to a man, but you want to keep your mouth quiet. Why? Why not give the message to the man?
Because I'm not there to promote the type of energy that he was promoting.
Okay.
That's not my style. That's not my style at all. Like I think long term, I can be insulted all day long because I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking of the potential that Speaker's Corner actually has got and is actually exemplifying right now. And this is one of the reasons why there's a lot of times where there's issues going on and I remove it from what's taking place. So for example, one of the only videos you can catch me, well, you know, they always want to say, Kalam edits videos or whatever the case is. Like, no, I don't edit no videos. There's only one video where you can catch literally me editing a video is to do with my brother Zachariah was debating Shabir Yusuf. And Shabir, at the end of it, reached out to like shake my hand and he didn't want to shake his hand. So, you know, because it's on another camera, you can see it basically. And that bit there is edited out because it's bad manners. I don't want to portray bad manners in the park. There's plenty of times where fights have kicked off, you know, in the background. And then you have other Muslims, with Muslims, and you have other Muslim brothers saying, the Arabs, man, this like talking very like negatively about Arabs. Muslims, actual Muslims, well-known Muslims talking like this. And I make sure that's removed from videos. Like things like that I remove because it doesn't paint Speaker's Corner in the greatest of light. I've made it my concerted effort to put Speaker's Corner on the map, so to speak. Obviously, Speaker's Corner was already on the map, but the way that I devised my marketing strategy, as you can see with most of my thumbnails, you will see the Speaker's Corner brand there, this person versus that person, bright pictures. It just looks very beautiful. The way that I've done my marketing strategy, people who've never come across Speaker's Corner before, is coming. I've somehow via YouTube are learning about Speaker's Corner. They're coming down to Speaker's Corner and so forth. So I try to paint the most positive light pertaining to Speaker's Corner, because I know of the potential it actually has to shape people's minds and to expand in the future as well.
See, sorry to cut you, because I feel like I have to jump in because I take a different approach when it comes to situations like this, any type of violence or any type of so-called negative light. As you just heard me explain about the bad word and all the things like that, I try and take the power out of it, innit? I'm like, I would just want to look at things objectively. If this is happening, not that I want it to happen.
Yeah.
Like I've told people this already as well when people have asked me to film certain altercations or something might happen where I was like, I don't want that to happen, but if that's going to happen, I'd rather document it and know that it's happened.
That's right.
Than turn a blind eye to it.
That's right.
Because I feel like most of our problems that we got with each other can be resolved. I feel like that personally. It's just man got to be really willing to want to resolve your issues, like on a fair and honest level, you get me? But if we just ignore them or pretending that it don't happen, I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but that's the only option that I see. Either address it or ignore it. If you ignore it, then I feel like it's tension start building behind the scenes. And then that's where it gets hazy and like I could just walk past you and accidentally brush my shoulder against yours. But because all of this tension's built, what you doing? We start kicking off now, you get me?
Yeah.
And where it could have just been a simple, sorry about that. And we just both go our separate ways.
Yeah.
So my thing is, let's address the so-called elephant in the room and see if we can resolve this, you get me?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that is true. That's definitely a different way of looking at it, and I appreciate that. That's why you're necessary at Speaker's Corner. There's certain things that I personally doesn't fit well with my own moral standings, like your different perspective is sharing a light on it, and it's even better because you yourself, as by documenting certain things, more and more people have come down to Speaker's Corner based upon that. So that's beautiful. For me personally, it's because I've had different experiences where I've seen it via other communities, okay? Via other communities, especially over in America, where they document a lot of this testosterone, okay? A lot of the swearing, like, well, that's why there's no swear word, like on my videos, I try my very best so there's no swear words, anything like that, because there's a lot of this aggression, this testosterone, a lot of this, where people are almost fighting with each other, they're squabbling, they're having like childish arguments, they're getting heated arguments, they're bringing people's family into things, like all of those types of things there, I do not want to bring what I've perceived as something which is bringing down another community into my very own community, which I'm a guardian for and a caretaker for. And I don't want that to come in to that atmosphere and to make that, for it to depreciate, the value of Speaker's Corner to depreciate because the attention that goes onto these other negative lights. So that's me personally where I tried my very best to remove it from the situation. But again, it is completely right what you're saying, that it needs to be documented for everybody to see what's going on. And of course, it would be wonderful that these type of apologies don't take place behind closed doors, but takes place in front of everybody, where everybody can see, everybody shaking hands, everybody have that love for each other, they disagree with each other, etc., but they still have that, respect for each other. So that's another good way of looking at things as well. I don't have no qualms with that. That's perfect. That's perfect. So again, back to, the Mohammed Tawheed situation. So that kicked off then. Go back when he was talking about Sarah, and Sarah called me and said, boy, what's been going on? And I'm like, ooh, there's other people there, Gabs is there, and other people are there as well. And I'm like, if I don't actually say anything to my brother right now, because he's asking me specifically, he might even know what happened, but he asks, and I say nothing, he's gonna look at me like, bruv, why he's gonna look at me side-eye way. You see what I'm saying like that? Because, there's other times where me and Gabs have gone out to eat, for example, with Ali, Dawa, and the rest of them. And we don't go down, we sit down, we have meals and so forth. And I'm not gonna tell like Sarah or anybody else this, but I won't say it, but like, But he knows, because obviously somebody else has told him, and I'm like, ooh, I hope my brother's not looking at me sideways, where it looks like I'm taking sides with other brothers basically over him.
I feel the same way, man.
Trust me, so I have to be like real and fair. So I'm like, yeah, this such and such did happen today, and so forth, so forth. So he's like, yeah, all right, cool, say nothing. So that transpired. The following week, basically, he came down. I believe, let me just say this like this. He was with two other brothers, okay? Two other brothers. And you and your brother was there. And then we have people like, there's another Courtney, I can't remember his name, whatever his name is. He usually rolls with, a black guy, but he rolls with the Muslims. And then you had Ian AR23, he was there always with his cameras recording. So, the way I perceive things, Sarah only rolled down there with three, he would be the third individual. You with me? You was there as a documenter, right?
Yeah.
And the other individuals were just speakers corner people that was there. So really and truly, to me, Sarah only came down with three people. So he came down, he was looking for whatever he was looking for. And I'm there setting up my camera and stuff and doing whatever. He's now rushed over there to, Mohammed Tawheed to confront him, to be like, right, you actually wanted to do this? You said, let's go somewhere away from the park, such as downstairs, whatever. Let's do this, innit? So that's what he wanted to do. I came over a little bit later on to see what's going on, because there was a lot of commotion going on. Looks like Hussein wanted to fight and all them things there. So I'm like, yo, let me just, stand my ground and see what's really good.
See when you said you came over a little bit later on?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Because we was all walking up there together.
Nah, we wasn't.
Nah. You wasn't there, nah?
Nah, I wasn't there. If you look at the video...
I need to watch back the video still. I thought you was with us.
If you look at the video carefully...
you was with us before.
I was with you guys beforehand.
Okay, so we said when we actually walked up, you was no longer there.
Yeah, I was no longer there. So I already stopped. I already jammed down. I'm opened up my bag. I've already taken out my camera. As you can see, my camera was out, taken out. There was another Muslim guy, short guy, old guy with a beard, very like fair skin brown. He looks Kenyan, as in Asian Kenyan. He looks like that type of fellow. I was with him, we was jamming, and I was like, right, something's going on, let's quickly run off. And I was with Jay as well. So Jay and all them mans there. We came afterwards after the commotion to see what's good. And then obviously stand by my brother. I had to stand by my brother. There's no two ways about it.
And what do you mean when you say that, stand by your brother?
Yes, literally, I'm standing right beside my brother, and I'm here to support you in any way possible.
So you mean if you like it was to kick off and like it wasn't a one-on-one thing? So
now, okay, that's a very good point now. So I'm there. I would be the peacemaker number one. I'll be the peacemaker number one, because I personally do not want anything to pop off at Speaker's Corner. Because Speaker's Corner is a great thing. We've got a good thing going on,
True.
We've got a place where it's freedom of speech, yeah? And if anything happens at Speaker's Corner, it could put 150 plus years worth of tradition into jeopardy. You with me? And I don't want to jeopardize that. So I'll be peacemaker number one. Hear out what's going on and so forth. But if anything was to pop off, like there's no two ways about it. I obviously have to stand by my brother, Sarah. I will hope that is not the case. I have to hope it's not the case.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be nice. It won't be nice.
All right. All right then, man. Cool. So even after that now, there's I feel like it's dying down. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes I feel like just talking about it is like fanning the flames. Yeah. But as I said, I try to look at the large picture in it, and you have to address these things if they're there in it.
Yeah.
Like, there's tension there, man. Let's address the tension and see if it can be resolved. You hear me?
Uh-huh.
So that's why I talk about it personally, and I feel even though the video was being made about the three more options and all of that, I feel that we can take it to a direction now where it's calming.
But hold on, before we talk on that real quickly, I just want to let you guys know I'm the peacemaker. I'm there. I wear the big smile on my face. Yeah. All right. So I was there to support my brother, Sarah. Yeah. Again, And even after that actually diffused itself, if you look quite real carefully, you see other individuals trying to step up to me and trying to agitate me. Me personally, I'll laugh it off.
Yeah.
I'll laugh it off because it's the best way to deal with such things, is to laugh it off. Because when you know yourself and you know the potential and you know the power you personally hold, like, I'll laugh it off because it's just funny to me. It's actually funny to me. I have to laugh it off. Because if I start taking things serious, then serious things would incur. You with me? Serious things would incur. So I just have to laugh most stuff off. Any insult against me, I have to laugh it off.
We saying with the interest of peace in mind.
With the interest, of peace in mind. And then again, and even after that had transpired, and we're there now, and me and my brother Shamsi was having a great conversation. Another brother again, comes up and wanted to actually agitate the situation.
Yeah.
And to talk some real crud towards me. And like they wanted to do something. You with me?
Yeah. No, just right now this don't sound like sincere and specific. It sounds like vague.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it vague.
It sounds like vague and
I'll keep it vague. I'll keep it vague, because I was shocked that it was actually caught on camera. The ending part of it was actually caught on camera.
Yeah, I think that's where I come in.
You with me?
Yeah, I didn't know what was happening before that.
You with me?
Yeah.
And then I'm there. I'm happy, bro. I'm happy because you don't want me to do nothing, to be honest with you. And at the point, I actually had to take off my jacket to be like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Like me, I don't mind. We've all been growing up in the streets, right?
Yeah.
We've all been growing up in the streets. Unfortunately, when certain things pop off with individuals in the streets, there is a whole wave that can occur. And I realize I'm in a very delicate position and I have a responsibility to minimize any wave from actually incurring. You with me?
Yeah.
So I try my very best to stay away from any altercations.
So don't you have to be careful how you even address it, like how we're talking about it now? Don't you have to be careful about what you say because how it may be perceived by anybody watching? They might take offense and be like, "Man, sending shots at me."
No, hopefully not. Hopefully not. I try to keep.
I'm saying.
I try to keep it vague. So on my behalf,
yeah.
Anybody who's watching on my behalf laughs it off with me.
Okay.
Because it's not going to be nice if my individuals and my people from all diverse walks of life, is viewing these things and like, raw, Kalam was actually in some type of altercation. That's not going to be nice. So that's why it has to be laughed off and it has to be kept vague where no names should be mentioned because we don't want no waves to occur. And we don't want any...
What do we want? Tell us what we do want. What do we want?
We want, Speaker's Corner to be a beautiful, harmonious place where people share ideas, can actually come down. People could belong to EDF, EDL, whatever it is, Britain's First, and they could be Muslims, extremists, whatever, can actually come together, okay? The most two extremes can actually come together and shout out, argue, debate the issues that actually affected them and come to an understanding of why the other half thinks the way they actually think.
That'll be beautiful.
Like
that'll be beautiful.
That's the best. I've seen adverts where certain members belong to these EDLs or whatever it is, but the more that they actually converse with these Muslims, they're like, oh, so okay, so you actually eat chapatis and you pray and you do this and you're actually good people. Like, and there's even some people that actually converted to Islam based upon the interaction. That's what I'm saying. Like, so the best thing to do is to just literally talk it out.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm talking about because a lot of the time, our information is secondhand information by some agitator who may have their own personal reasons why they don't like whoever they're telling you that you shouldn't like also.
That's right.
But they'll keep that to themselves.
Yeah.
And try and make everything, I hate this person because they're about this, they're about that. But don't talk to them though. Because when you go to talk to them, you might find out, right, everything my supposed friend has been telling me is gas. Like, man's been gassing man up.
That's right.
To try and get me to fulfill their own hidden agenda, you get me?
That's right.
So I definitely encourage people to talk to each other, man. Even if you got a problem with someone, you think you got a problem with someone, I encourage that you talk it out first to see if it can be talked out, you get me?
Trust me.
Then when that fails, then you do what you're gonna do anyway.
There's so much myths in the air. There's
Trust me,
myths.
fam.
Remember when it was hot topic, Illuminati.
Yeah.
Illuminati. All through my body. There was all that myths going on. I'm like, really? Is that what you think it is? Like, come. Let me I'll start taking my beverages. Come. Let's go down here. Let's go down here. Sit down. Talk to the man them and see what it actually is. Like, raw fam. Oh, is that what it is? Like, huh? Yeah, fam. Like, forget what you're hearing out on road, bruv, yeah? Go to source. Always go to source. That's it. Forget the myths. Forget what everybody else is saying. Forget the hearsay and go to the source and see what the people actually like.